On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh.
Pick up a Mac. Before you turn it on, before anything, your brain already decided it's expensive. But why is that? I bought my first Apple Mac in 2012, the iMac, the all-in-one, and yeah, it looked interesting and clean, but the thing that got me was it was fast and reliable. It just worked. I have never had a computer feel like that. So here's what I want to figure out. Why Macs look so good and feel premium, and why nobody can copy Apple's design even with way more money. There are 3 reasons. Each one is super interesting, but the third one really surprised me. Here we begin. Let's start with what you actually see. For the longest time, I figured Apple just hired better artists than everyone else. I don't think that's it anymore. Apple doesn't really design by adding things, they design by taking things away. There's this one old design idea they basically live by. It's less, but better. Easy to say, but really hard to actually pull off. I read an article once about how Apple designs their stuff, and the thing that stuck with me was the seams. Those little lines where 2 pieces of the body meet, the part lines. Now, I catch them everywhere on other laptops and they never quite even. A gap here, a bigger one there. On my Mac, I really can't find them. Apparently, that's the whole point. They'll redesign an entire body just to kill one visible seam. Sounds a little crazy, I know, but when you can't see where the pieces meet, the things just look like one solid block instead of a bunch of parts bolted together. In my opinion, that's half of the expensive feeling right there. Then there's the corners. Apple doesn't use normal rounded corners. They use this shape that sits kind of between a square and a circle, so the curve eases into the flat edge instead of snapping into it. I'm not going to pretend I did the math on it, but look at their products side by side and it's the same curve on every single one. The phone, the laptop, the iPad, even the app icons, none of it clashes. And that's the actual secret, if there is even one. It's not that any single detail blows you away, it's that it all agrees with itself, the same curves, gaps, logic over and over, until there's nothing left that bugs your eye. Honestly, once you catch this, you can't really switch it off. Now, every time I pick up some other laptop, I spot the crooked seams and the slightly off corners right away. That kind of ruined them for me, but this is all just how it looks. I hadn't even picked it up yet, and picking it up is where it actually got interesting. Picking it up is a whole different story. For example, start with the color. On most laptops, the color is basically paint sprayed on top of the metal, and paint doesn't paint things, it chips, it scratches, the corners wear down after a year of getting tossed in a bag. Apple mostly doesn't paint their aluminum, they do this thing called anodizing, where the color gets baked into the surface of the metal itself instead of sitting on top of it. That's why my older MacBook still looks basically new, while a painted laptop the same age looks rough. Then there's the way it feels under your finger. Run your hand across the lid and it isn't shiny or slippery, it's this soft, almost powdery matte. Apparently they got that by blasting the metal with millions of tiny glass beads until the surface it's still super fine, even the texture. It does sound like an overkill for a laptop lid, but it's exactly the kind of thing you feel without even knowing why. The body itself is what surprised me the most. It's not a bunch of panels clipped together, it's carved out of one solid block of aluminum hollowed out from the inside. You can kind of feel it when you hold it. For example, it's dense, there's no flex, and knocking on it doesn't give you that hollow rattle because there's nothing loose in there to rattle. Even the small stuff is thought through. You can open a MacBook with one finger and the base stays flat on the table instead of lifting up with the lid. That means they match the exact stiffness of the hinge to the exact weight of the base. And every click and tap you feel isn't really cheap buzzing vibration. It's a tiny motor built to give you one crisp little tick. Here's what got me through. None of these is really a secret. Aluminum isn't rare, anodizing has been around forever, and any decent engineer knows exactly what Apple is doing. Then why does nobody else's stuff feel like this? It comes down to scale, and it's a little insane. When Apple decided to carve laptop bodies out of solid aluminum, they needed the machines that do the carving, big industrial CNC machines. A normal company buys a handful of them, but Apple reportedly bought them by the thousands. We're talking somewhere around 10,000 machines just to make the bodies at the volume they sell. And at one point they wanted holes drilled in metal so tiny you basically can't see them, and only one company in the world made a machine that precise. Instead of asking nicely, Apple just bought a company. That's the whole thing, really. It was never some secret technique. Apple is willing to spend money on details that make no financial sense for anyone else. Hiding a seam, drilling an invisible hole, throwing out a part because the texture is slightly off, all of that costs real time and money, and at normal company, the finance guy kills it in one day. But Apple doesn't kill it. And the gap between a metal gadget that looks cheap and one that looks like a Mac is razor thin, and holding that line across millions of units gets stupidly expensive. Most companies just can't justify it. I'll be fair here because I'm not trying to sell you a Mac. You're paying for a lot of this in the price, and some of it is just polish you could live without. That's a fair criticism. But if the question is why it feels different, that's the real answer. They pour money into the parts you're not even supposed to notice. And that's what tips people from just respecting a Mac into being weirdly attached to one. A big part of it is the colors. Apple doesn't sell you gray or blue colors. They sell you midnight and starlight. Turns so gold on your phone is the exact same gold as your laptop. And that sounds like marketing, and it is. But I got a phone and a laptop now, and once they started just working together, the idea of going back to a pile of random brands honestly annoys me. And that's the kind of the trap. The design gets you to buy the first thing, and then everything working together is what makes it hard to ever leave. For me, that's the real reason people like it. It's not only that it's pretty, everything about it, how it looks, how it feels, how it all connects, is telling you the same thing. Somebody really sweated over details you were never meant to notice. Back to what I asked at the start, why does a Mac look this good and feels this expensive before you even turn it on? The real answer is there isn't one. It's not a single trick you could point and copy. It's years of Apple sweating over stuff most companies would have cut and spending money where it makes no sense to until all of it lines up into something that just feels right. That's why people can't really explain it and why nobody else has pulled it off. All of this take me straight back to that 2012 iMac. I thought it was the looks that got me. It wasn't. It was that everything about it, the way it looked and felt and actually ran, was all saying the same thing at once. That was never one feature. It's 1,000 tiny decisions nobody's supposed to notice, and that's the part that's almost impossible to copy. Let me know in the comments below. Do you own a Mac or do you tend to buy it? What do you think about it in general? If you want to hear more, subscribe, and I see you in the next one.